In this presentation, we try to answer the question, is there a profound continuity between the acts and the precepts of Muhammad and the precepts of Jesus? And is there a profound continuity between the acts and the precepts of Muhammad and the precepts of Moses? And now, as for Muhammad, according to the Hadiths and the Surah, point 13, he ordered killings and killed. As was said in the Hadith of Umar bin Abd al-Aziz, from Anas, number 38, in the Book of Blood Money 87, from al-Bukhari, where Muhammad sent his men to follow the traces of a group of 8 persons, from the tribe of Uql, who had betrayed him. They were captured and brought to him. He then ordered to cut their hands and feet, and their eyes were branded with heated pieces of iron, and then he threw them in the sun, till they died. And also as was said in the Hadith of Anas bin Malik, number 319, in the Book of Invasions 64, from al-Bukhari, where, the day of opening, conquest, of Mecca, a man came and said to Muhammad, Ibn Cattle is clinging to the curtain of the Kaaba. Muhammad said, kill him. Point 14, he had sexual relationships with a lot of women, for example, those of his wives he married from the free women, and also those he did not marry, from the enslaved women, such as the mother of Ibrahim, the son of Muhammad, and also those he got as booty of war, even if they were already married to somebody else, as we will see later. And, also, according to Hadiths, he married and had sexual relationship with a girl of 9 years old, while his age was around 50. As was said in the Hadith of Aisha number 69, in the Book of Wedding 67, from al-Bukhari, where, Muhammad married Aisha while she was 6 years old, and she had sexual relationship with him while she was 9 years old, and she stayed in his home for the 9 next years. Point 15, he plundered and stole the non-Muslims. As was said in the Hadith of Anas number 23, in the Book of Prayer 8, from al-Bukhari, where Muhammad said, we ruined Khaybar and we hit her with force. The booty was collected. Diya came and said, O Allah's Prophet! Give me a slave girl from the captives. Muhammad said, go and take any slave girl. Diya took Safiya bint Huwayy. And, also, Muhammad led 19 Ghazu, wars of invasion, where he killed some of the male opponents, reduced the remaining ones in slavery, and took their belongings and their women and their children. As was reported in the prophetic Surah, and as in the Hadith of Zayd bin Arqam number 1, in the Book of the Invasions 64, from al-Bukhari, where Zayd was asked, how many Ghazu did Muhammad lead, and he replied 19. If we take out the Battle of the Trench, and the Battle of Uhud, that were defensive, we get 17 offensive invasions he led. Point 16, he bore false witnessing, according to the explanations of al-Tabari for Surah al-Hajj, number 22, verse 52, that starts with, we never sent before you a messenger or a prophet, but, when he framed a desire, Satan throwed him in his desire. The hadith is from Muhammad bin al-Qurtubi and Muhammad bin Qais, who said, revelation came to Muhammad for Surah al-Najm 53, and he recited the verse 19 to 20 saying, did you see Al-Lat and Al-Uwa, and Manat the other third? And he continued with these 2 sentences, those high Garanic, their intercession is to be desired. And when he got to the evening, Gabriel came to him, and said, I did not come to you with these 2 sentences. Muhammad said, I lied on Allah and proclaimed words as coming from Allah while he didn't say them. Ibn Kathir and other explainers of the Quran, Mufassirin al-Quran, reported the same event. And we learn from the dictionary of the tongue of the Arabs that the gurnuk, whose plural is Garanic, is a type of water bird. Some scholars claimed that this hadith reported by al-Tabari has a weak support, however, they did not come with another explanation, that would be coming from the first Muslims. And, also, Muhammad bore false witnessing another time, as was said in the hadith of Abi Burda, from his father, number 3, in the Book of Faith and Vows 83, from al-Bukhari, where Muhammad said, "By Allah, Allah willing, if I ever take an oath to do something, and then I find something else better than the first, I will make expiation for my oath, and do the thing which is better, or do something which is better, and make expiation for my oath." And, also, according to the hadiths, he deceived, deluded, hid the truth and lied. As was said, for example, in the hadiths 236 to 239, in the book of Jihad and Surah 56, from Al-Bukhari, and as in the hadith of Kalthum bint Uqba bin Abi Mu'ayt number 130, in the book of Righteousness and Link and Etiquette 45, from the Imam Muslim. And note also, that in the hadith of Abi Hurairah 15, in the book of Tricks 90, from Al-Bukhari, it was said that a woman did not give permission to be married and was not married. Then a man made a trick and got two men who made a false witnessing, saying he married her with her consent. The judge certified her marriage. The husband knows the testimonies are wrong, but there is nothing bad if he gets sexually united to her. It is a valid marriage. Point 17. He coveted Zainab bint Yashar in his heart, while she was married to Zayd bin Haritha, according to the Quran, and according to the hadith of the son of Zayd, from Al-Maktat, in the explanation from Al-Tabari to Surah Al-Ahzab, number 33, verse 37. The corresponding part of the verse is, "But you did hide in yourself, that which Allah will make manifest, you did fear the people, whereas Allah had a better right that you should fear Him. So when Zayd had accomplished his desire from her, we gave her to you in marriage." Also, he coveted Safiya bint Huwayy while she was married, as was said in the prophetic surah from Ibn Hisham, and in the hadith of Anas number 104, in the book of Wedding 67, from Al-Bukhari, where Safiya became the slave of Muhammad after Muhammad invaded Khaybar. Muhammad freed her, married her, and declared that her liberation was her dowry. Which is, he got her free, married her, and said the mahr that he had to pay was the fact that he got her free. And, also, he coveted Juwayriyah bint al-Harith while she was married, as was said in the hadith of Ibn Hun, from Nafi, from Abdullah bin Umar number 25, in the book of Liberation from Slavery 49, from Al-Bukhari, where Muhammad had suddenly attacked Bani Mustalik, without warning, while they were heedless, and their cattle were being watered at the places of water. Their fighting men were killed, and their women and children were taken as captives. Muhammad got Juwayriyah on that day. Also, he coveted the booty from the invasions he led. As appears in the hadith of Aisha number 278, in the book of Invasions 64, from Al-Bukhari, where Fatima, the daughter of the Prophet, sent someone to Abu Bakr, asking for her inheritance of what Muhammad had left from the Fay, which is the booty gained without fighting, bestowed on him by Allah in Medina and Fadak, and from what remained of the fifth of the Khaybar booty. Point 18. Hence, those who loved and followed the teachings of Jesus gave their fortunes to the poor, wished good and happiness to all, and got without desire for what belongs to others. While those who loved the teachings of Muhammad, which is, the caliphs, got rich, had many weddings and sexual slaves, and used violence and domination. Hence you realize, that the precepts of Muhammad are contrary to the precepts of Jesus. Point 19. For sure, it points to a lack of continuity, between what Allah said in the Torah and the Gospel, and what said and did Muhammad, according to the hadiths and surahs. It was said in Surah Al-Ahzab, number 33, verse 21, that Muhammad is an excellent pattern, for anyone whose hope is in Allah. One expects from an excellent pattern, that he be consistent with his predecessors, and irreproachable in his behavior. Point 20, however, please reply, who followed the will of Allah the Beneficent, the Merciful? The one who killed, stole, had many weddings, bore false witnessing, coveted what belonged to others? Or the one who never killed, never stole, never married, never bore false witnessing, never coveted what belonged to others, but cured the leprous, resurrected the dead, and returned the sight to the blind? It is an historical truth that most kings and imperators killed, stealed, wed many weddings, coveted what belonged to others, and bore false witnessing. According to the hadiths and prophetic surahs, Muhammad was one of the biggest kings, who did all that. Of course, his life is not restricted to that, but, since the Quran claims that he is an excellent pattern for anyone whose hope is in Allah, we expected his behavior to be different and irreproachable. Let us conclude with regard to the first statement. The one who killed and stole, and coveted what belongs to others, and stated in the name of Allah words that Allah did not order him to say, it is impossible that he be a prophet, according to the will of Allah the Beneficent, the Merciful, in the continuity of Moses, then the Messiah Jesus. And that he be, the best example to follow.